kind introduction, and it's a great pleasure to be here with Rotarians of 3211 sharing some thoughts on this important, very important subject. District Governor Sirish, Governor-elect Dr. Thomas, all the senior leaders, the past governors, the incoming governors, the Project Positive Health Chair, Dr. Harish, the IT officer Jojo. Thanks Jojo for the advice to hold the fold horizontally so that a better picture is seen by everybody. And the most important, Thomas, you will agree with me, the most important people today who are present here, the presidents and the secretaries of all the Rotary District 3211. Friends, for centuries, this small, minuscule virus lived as a commensal happily with bats and other animals. Till, because of a mishap or a mistake, it got transmitted from bats to humans. And now we are into a human-to-human transmission. And this deadly coronavirus has resulted in a pandemic which has affected 5.5 million people and has caused nearly 350,000 deaths. I think this is a crisis of unimaginable proportion, which probably we have never seen in our generation, and God willing, we should never see such a crisis in the next years and decades to come, friends. But Winston Churchill always used to say that you should never let a crisis go to waste. What he meant was that even in a crisis, we must look at an opportunity. Any obstacle should be seen not just as an obstacle, but it should be seen as an opportunity. And this crisis, the opportunity of this crisis is to bring home to us the importance of good health. This crisis has brought home to us the fact that good health is most important. You know that now Rotary in India has come out with 8 different verticals in which to do work in: water, sanitation, literacy, environment. But if you ask me, considering this crisis, to name the vertical which I consider as the most important, then I will say that the most important is the health vertical. Because if the health is good, then everything else can fall into place. So my friends, this crisis had brought home to us that we need to focus more and more on health. And to the presidents, let me tell you that if you ask me to describe Rotary in 2 words, the words I will use are hope and opportunity. Hope that your Rotary Club has put on you as president or secretary or the club chair of this PPH, or the hope that the district has put you in you as district chair, as district governor-elect, that you will do something to make your club better club, more effective club, make your district better district, and the opportunity that you now have to fulfill that hope of the community. And this COVID-19 epidemic has brought home to us another very important aspect about this health. You all know that this coronavirus, this COVID-19 disease, affects people with comorbidities much more than the general population. What are these comorbidities that we are talking about? These comorbidities are nothing but diabetes, hypertension, heart problems, chronic kidney problems, and stroke. And it is a proven fact that people who have these diabetes, hypertension, stroke, kidney issues are affected more seriously. More number of these people require hospitalization. Many of them require ICU care. Many of them go on ventilators. And the death rate in people with comorbidities is much more than in the general population, friends. And therefore, this has brought home to us this very, very important focus on these comorbidities, that we definitely need to do something to reduce the burden of these comorbidities in our communities. And I am very, very happy that, of course, this year Sirish and the committee has definitely done good work in promoting the project Positive Health. But Dr. Thomas, Dr. Harish Kumar, and the whole team of 3211 today is committed that in the year 2021, we will take this as one of the flagship programs of the district and clubs of District 3211. And my compliments and thanks to Governor-elect Dr. Thomas for taking up this program in such a nice and positive manner. Friends, there are two aspects of health: the preventive aspect and the curative aspect. Being a surgeon, I always used to look at health more as a curative health, till I started thinking about this program and I realized that in reality, the preventive aspect of health is equally, if not more important than the curative aspect. You know, curative health is mainly the domain, especially for the poor people. It's mainly the domain of the state governments and in some part the central governments. But our country, with its geographical challenges, with its infrastructure challenges, with its problems of lack of access to even basic healthcare in so many rural areas, friends, that a large proportion of this population, poor people, do not have access to good quality curative healthcare. And therefore, Rotary has always been involved, whether it was in setting up blood banks, whether it was doing cataract surgeries. And you know, all of us sometimes face problems. When a poor patient, a poor father comes and says that my child has a hole in the heart, can your Rotary Club help? And then we run here and there, trying to find out the resources, trying to raise the monies, trying to do something to help that child undergo pediatric cardiac surgery. So curative health, of which from your district, Dr. G.A. George is the zonal coordinator, is very, very important, friends. But curative health, whether it is setting up of blood banks, whether it is setting up of eye hospitals, whether it is setting up of skin banks. Today, India has just about 18 to 20 skin banks, all of India. And the disease of burns, and we are not talking about just the burns of stove explosion or something, but chemical burns, industrial burns. The disease burden of burns is so high that we probably require another 2 to 3 dozens of skin banks. Out of these 20 skin banks, 12 skin banks have been set up and are being run by Rotary friends. And therefore, setting up skin banks, each district should have a skin bank. So whether it is setting up blood banks, eye hospitals, skin banks, the Curative Health Committee is an expert in going to help you to identify where there is necessity and how you can implement this. Friends, these various options are now available to you. If you feel that your community needs a blood bank, please go ahead and try to set up the blood bank. If you feel that community, there is already a blood bank, you don't need another blood bank, then you need to look at some other. The point I want to make, friends, is that you need to look at options which are now available to you and implement options which are possible for your clubs to implement and which are necessary for our community, friends. Which brings me to preventive healthcare. And let me straight away say, friends, that if you ask me, I will say that the future of healthcare lies in preventive healthcare. I am sure the Curative Health Committee, including people like me, will be most happy if you don't have to offer those curative healthcare. You know, today, India is #1 in diabetes. 1 in 6 to 7 Indians is a diabetic. 1 in 6 to 7 Indian is a diabetic. India is the second largest country in the world for chronic kidney problems, friends. The burden of chronic kidney disease in India is maximum, second biggest in the world, friends. And let me share with you it is so much that the requirement of dialysis machines to satisfy the needs of the chronic kidney patients is almost 2 lakh machines. And the availability is just 40,000. Can you imagine the big gap of almost 150 or 160,000 machines? This gap is probably almost impossible to fill. Of course, wherever possible, we must try to give dialysis machines, set up dialysis centers. But it is more important, equally important, if not more important, to look at decreasing the incidence of chronic kidney problems. And therein comes the importance of this Project Positive Health. Now, I am not going to go into details about Project Positive Health, except to share with you, friends, some important aspects of this. There are a couple of aspects about preventive healthcare. One is Project Positive Health. Second is health camps. And third is cervical cancer vaccinations. We are not going to talk about immunizations in general because that is a different subject altogether. But definitely, your district can look into doing cervical cancer vaccinations. If we are able to immunize, this is the only, let me share with you, friends, that this is the only cancer which is preventable by vaccination. There is no other cancer which is preventable by vaccination. And cervical cancer is not only the commonest cancer in women, but out of the total number of cancers, cervical cancer accounts for 17% of all the cancers in whole of India, friends. So you can imagine that if we are able to immunize all the young girls against this human papilloma virus, which is the virus which causes cervical cancer, I think that will be a great service we will have done to the community, because that will probably 15 years or 20 years or 25 years down the line do with a very, very big disease burden of cervical cancer. So that is just one part of the preventive health care. Of course, I am not going to talk about health camp, but my main focus is going to be on the Project Positive Health, or what we call as the Stop NCD projects. And what are these NCDs? They are basically non-communicable diseases which cannot be communicated from one to another like corona. They are probably what we call as a preventable lifestyle diseases. And of course, we are focusing on the 4 big ones: diabetes, hypertension and heart disease, chronic kidney problems, chronic kidney failure, and strokes, friends. As Sirish mentioned, that they account for 55 to 60% of deaths in our country. And the cause for this, apart from genetics and hereditary, the 3 important causes as I see it are: 1, improper lifestyle, too much stress, inadequate rest, no exercise. 2nd, bad food, especially the Indian food, which is rich in calories, rich in cholesterol, rich in salt, oil and sugar, friends. Let me share with you that WHO recommends a certain quantity of salt, oil and sugar, which Ajay will share with you. And we Indians consume 5 to 7 times that quantity of what is recommended by WHO. So our food is too rich. And that bad food is probably one of the biggest killers in this world, friends. Let me tell you that even in this COVID pandemic, still the number 1 killer would be the NCDs, friends, and not COVID. And of course, the 3rd important factor is lack of awareness or poor awareness about these non-communicable diseases. There is a large section of the population which is not aware that it has got hypertension, that is blood pressure. It is not aware that it has got diabetes. It is not aware that they are starting to have problems of the kidneys. Let me give you my own example. I do not remember in the last 2 to 3 months when I got my blood pressure checked or blood sugar checked. Now, I am not talking about those of you who may be having diabetes and hypertension and who undergo regular checkups, but a large proportion of people, I am sure that many of you are there who have not checked their blood pressure or blood sugar, not looked at their weights for maybe months, maybe a year or so also. And therefore, this lack of awareness is 3rd very important cause for these non-communicable diseases. And therefore, the approach is for each and every person to know their numbers. And we have kept these numbers as something very, very simple. because we do not want to make it a medical project, but we wanted to make it a project which each and every non-medical can also understand, and each and every club in whole of India can implement so easily, friends. So what are these numbers that we are talking about? Height, weight, blood pressure, and blood sugar. Height and weight will give you BMI, that is body mass index, which indicates obesity. Blood pressure will give you indication of hypertension, and blood sugar will give you indication of diabetes. And these three together, obesity, hypertension, and diabetes, are the ones which are responsible for all those issues: heart problems, kidney problems, and strokes. And therefore, each and every person, you and I included, we must know our numbers. And we must get these numbers checked periodically, friends. And we are encouraging clubs to hold Know Your Numbers camps in their localities. Either you can hold it in your locality, hold it in offices. I don't want to go into details. Ajay will share with the details with you, friends. And we are recommending 4 specific days on which you should hold the Know Your Numbers camps. And let me share with you very sincerely, friends. These Know Your Numbers camps are very inexpensive. Height, weight, and blood pressure doesn't cost anything. Blood sugar costs the cost of glucometer and strips. If you check 150 to 200 patients in a camp, it won't cost you more than 1,000 or 1,500. Another 1,000 rupees for the banners and some other things. 2,000, 2,500 rupees. One camp checking about 150 to 200 patients can be done. 4 camps will require 8 to 10,000 rupees, which each and every club can easily do and easily afford to do, friends. And therefore, this is a project, Know Your Numbers camp. I am requesting Thomas, and I am encouraging all the club presidents that these are the 4 camps each club should be doing in the year 2021, friends, because this is easily doable, low cost, and very easily manageable, friends. But I want to go one step further. My request to all the club presidents that apart from 4 days, you can do whatever number you want, but I want you to do 1/5 camp. And that is the camp in which you will check the Rotarians and the Rotary families of your club, friends. That is how I want you to make a beginning. Maybe you can, because today is the lockdown period, camps may not be allowed, but checking 100, 150 people over a 5-hour period where you get only 5 to 10 or 8 to 10 people in every half an hour or 1 hour is not going to be difficult. So my first request to all the Rotary Club presidents and all the Rotary Clubs, that the first camp you must do, Know Your Numbers camp, should be for your own Rotarians and Rotary families. So one aspect of this program is Know Your Numbers camp. The second aspect is awareness. And for this, we have come out with a slogan. In Hindi, it goes something like this: Ek chamach kam, 4 kadam aage. We can translate it in English: 1 spoon less and 4 steps forward. 1 spoon less of salt, oil, and sugar in our daily diet. That means we cut down the salt, oil, and sugar intake by about 25%. And 4 steps forward means each and every one of us should be doing some exercise, some yoga, 30 minutes of walking every day, friends. And this is a slogan that we must adopt in our lives, but not just in our lives. We must promote it to our families. We must promote it to our relations, to our friends, to our business associates, and of course to the community, friends. And make this viral. Make a video on it in your club and put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, put it on Instagram. Make it viral. You people are probably more savvy about these matters than I am, friends, but make it viral, friends. And of course, there is a third aspect of this program, and that is the school awareness program. It is difficult to change behavior for adults. It is easier to change behavior for the children. And once we change behavior for the children, they will go back and change the behavior for their parents, for their families, friends. Let me share with you that today, 20% of our children population below the age of 15 years is obese. That means these children in the next 20, 25 and 30 years are likely to become pre-diabetics and diabetics. Many of them will suffer from hypertension. Some of them will undergo heart problems. Some of them will undergo strokes and kidney problems, friends. Can you imagine the disease burden if these children are not made aware? And therefore, the school awareness program is a very important aspect of this program. And I encourage your district chairman, Harish Kumar. We have got a structured program which Ajay will share with you, which can be easily implemented in schools, but you can come out with your own ways in which to implement this program. In the 7th and 8th standard, by means of play activities, which occurs once a month, the children are made aware about good eating habits, bad eating habits, good lifestyle measures, the importance of exercise, the importance of eating right food, importance of less mental stress, importance of well-being, and all that, friends. Because I think if we make these children aware and we reduce the disease burden in these children, I think that is the best gift that we will leave behind for our children and grandchildren. Let me ask you a question. What is the best thing about the polio eradication program? I think the best thing about the polio eradication program is that we are going to leave behind a polio-free world. Only the second disease which is eradicated from the world after smallpox. And that was done in 1975, friends. But when polio is eradicated, I think that is the best gift that we are leaving for our children and our grandchildren. I tell you, friends, that if we continue this program of positive health, the Stop NCD project, if we focus on this prevention of health, and they always say that prevention is better than cure. But if we focus on this, I think we will leave behind the second best gift for our children and grandchildren of a healthier society with a less burden of these chronic problems and chronic diseases, friends. And then I think you and I can lift our head with pride and say that, yes, we started something. You know, Paul Harris, our founder, always used to say, Rotary must be evolutionary at all times and revolutionary on occasions. This is a time, my friends, to be revolutionary, to change our thinking as far as health is concerned, to focus on preventable health, to focus on this project Positive Health, so that we can leave really a good legacy of better health for future generations. Let me tell you, friends, that the success of the year does not depend on what President of Rotary International, Horgal Kanak, is going to do and implement. It is not going to depend on what Director Bharat Pandya is going to do and implement, friends. And with apologies to you, Thomas, it is also not going to depend only on what Thomas does in District 3211. But the success is going to depend on what each club president does, each club secretary does, each club chair does, supported by the district chairs, the district committees, and by the district governors and incoming governors. What you do in your clubs in 2021, that is going to determine the success of the year 2021. That is going to determine the success of this program, Positive Health. My friends, the torch of leadership is passing into your hands, the presidents, the secretaries, the club leaders. And it is your turn to write a new chapter in the history of your club. Please write a good chapter in the history of your club. Please hold the torch a little bit higher before you pass it on to the future generations. I am sure that with the support of Governor-elect Thomas and the incoming leaders, this project Positive Health will really make a landmark contribution in 3211 in the year 2021. My best wishes to each and every one of you as you take this opportunity that Rotary has given you. My friends, this opportunity is going to come to your door, to your way only once. You are going to be president or secretary or club chair only once. Make the most of this opportunity. Seize this opportunity. Do your best. Thank you very much. All the best to each and every one of you.
Dr. Unmute Yanam. Yes. Dr. Unmute Yanam. Dr. Muted, unmute Yanam.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Bharatji.